Hello everyone. Welcome back to English Weaver. Today we're going to talk about how to describe Christmas celebrations in English. We'll take it step by step and keep it simple, fun, and easy to follow. I am genuinely so thrilled to jump into this topic today. It's just such a lively time of year, isn't it?
It really is. I'm doing wonderfully. Thanks for asking. I feel like the holiday spirit is already here just
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Oh, me too. I'm so excited to share some stories. I think those personal traditions are what make it all so special.
I completely agree. It's probably the most festive time on the calendar, packed with feelings and rituals. I'm definitely ready to get into the tinsel and carols with you.
Fantastic. Now, before we really get into it, I just want to say a quick word to everyone listening. If you enjoy our conversations, please take a moment to subscribe, like the content, and maybe share it with friends who are also learning.
Yeah, that really helps us keep these conversations going.
It really does. Thank you so much to everyone for tuning in and for all the support. Okay, let's get festive.
Let's do it.
So let's start with the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere is everything, really. When December arrives, what's the general feeling for you?
Hmm, that's a good question.
For me, it feels like the whole world slows down just a little bit. Everything starts to feel, cozier,
Right?
especially when the weather gets cold and you need scarves and hot drinks. It's more than just the temperature, though. It's like a mood shift from all that busy autumn energy to something calmer.
A palpable mood shift is the perfect way to put it. You can really feel it in the air. For me, it officially starts with a sensory trigger.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Well, one year I was in a department store, just focused on my shopping list, and then I heard, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Ah, the music.
Yeah, but it was an old version, sung by a children's choir, and that wave of nostalgia just hit me. That's my signal. That's when I know it's time for the first cup of, really good hot chocolate.
I love that. So is it always a sound for you, or does it change? Like, is it ever seeing the first lights go up on a neighbor's house? Or maybe the first snow?
It changes, but it's usually a sound. The music is just so powerful. What about you? Is your trigger more sight or sound?
I think mine is actually scent-driven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, definitely the smells. When I walk into a coffee shop and suddenly they're selling peppermint lattes or cinnamon buns, that's my first, undeniable sign.
The commercial smells kick it off.
Exactly. The commercial ones first and then the natural ones. But speaking of sights, let's talk decorations. How do you handle that? Is it an all-at-once kind of thing, or do you spread it out?
It is definitely a marathon, not a sprint, and we do it in stages.
Okay.
We always start with the outdoors first, usually the weekend after Thanksgiving, to try and beat the really cold weather.
Smart.
Yeah, stringing up lights, untangling them from last year.
Yeah.
That alone takes hours and a lot of coffee. Then the indoor stuff is a whole separate ritual, usually a full Saturday, ending with the tree.
That sounds incredibly thorough. So you must have some decorations with real history. Is there one specific one that just has to go up no matter what? Something with special sentimental value?
Oh, absolutely. It's the centerpiece of the whole thing, even though it's tiny.
Go on.
I have this little, very misshapen wooden reindeer ornament. My older sister made it for me in elementary school, probably 40 years ago.
A handmade one. Those are the best.
It is. It has one antler bent at a weird angle. The paint is peeling, but it always gets the most prominent spot on the tree, right at eye level.
I love that.
It just reminds me of being a kid on Christmas morning.
Yeah,
It's irreplaceable. We call it the wobbly reindeer. How about you? Do you have a wobbly reindeer of your own?
I do. Mine is a small glass angel that belonged to my grandmother. She was a very quiet person, and when I hang it near the top of the tree, I feel like she's there with us.
That's lovely. It's like a connection to the past.
It really is. Okay, so now I have to ask you, since you brought it up, what's the strangest, most out-of-place decoration you've ever used?
That's a good one.
Huh.
I don't think I have a great answer for that.
Yeah.
But you asked me, so you must have one. What is it?
You are going to love this. One year, my brother was obsessed with rubber ducks.
Rubber ducks, okay.
And as a big family joke, we replaced the star at the top of the tree with a giant inflatable rubber duck wearing a Santa hat.
Wait, a giant inflatable duck. How did you even get it to stay up there?
It was chaos. We used a ridiculous amount of twist ties and fishing line to anchor it to the top branch. And it leaned a little to the left the whole time.
I can just picture it. What did everyone say when they saw it?
Everyone just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
We still call that year the duck tree holiday. It became this, slightly rebellious little tradition for a bit.
The duck tree. That's hilarious. I love that. It shows it's all about joy and laughter, not just perfection.
Exactly. So let's move on to the other senses. Sounds and smells. Music is so essential, right? Do you have a specific playlist?
Oh, definitely.
As soon as the decorations are up, my playlist comes on and it basically stays on repeat until New Year's.
And what's on it?
My absolute favorite is Anything by Nat King Cole. That classic, smooth, jazzy sound just feels so cozy and sophisticated. The Christmas song album is always the first one I play.
A true classic.
It just transports me back to being a kid. What about you? Are you into the classics or something more modern?
I'm firmly in the classic camp, maybe even a little old school. I love a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, Vince Guaraldi, yes. That's a perfect choice.
The instrumental music, like Christmas Time Is Here, it creates this nostalgic, slightly melancholic, but very sweet mood. It's the perfect soundtrack for a quiet evening by the fire.
You're so right. It's not loud or demanding. But what do you think about the super modern pop songs you hear everywhere? Do they add to the atmosphere, or do you get tired of them by, like, December 15th?
I find myself completely tired of the repetition. I mean, they're fine for a party or something, but they can get exhausting. They don't have the same depth as the traditional carols.
I totally agree. There's a reason the old ones have lasted so long. Do you find yourself actively avoiding certain radio stations just to escape the same 5 pop songs on a loop?
Absolutely. It becomes an act of self-preservation by mid-December. But let's talk about scents, which might be even more powerful. For me, the smell of fresh pine is non-negotiable. If we have an artificial tree, I buy the best pine-scented candles I can find. That plus cinnamon and gingerbread baking. It's pure magic.
Oh, for sure. Do you ever bake something just for the smell it creates, not even because you want to eat it right away?
All the time. It's part of the decoration process.
Yeah.
What about you? Any unusual smells you associate with Christmas from your childhood?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, the baking spices are a must. I make these orange and clove pomanders every year, and the house smells amazing for weeks.
That sounds incredible.
But the unusual smell. It was the scent of my mother's old box of wrapping paper and ribbon. It had this dusty, slightly sweet paper smell mixed with, like, the smell of the tape. It meant secrets were coming.
The smell of the wrapping paper box, that is so specific and so perfect. It just shows how many layers there are to this season.
It really does. Okay, so that covers the lead up. Let's shift to the main event, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve is my favorite night of the whole year. That anticipation is almost unbearable. How do you spend it? Is it a quiet night or a big celebration?
We're definitely on the celebratory side. It's usually a big family gathering at my aunt and uncle's house. It's loud, lots of laughter, and a big informal dinner buffet.
Sounds fun. What time does it all kick off?
It starts pretty early, around 5 p.m., and we exchange a few small family gifts right before midnight, which just adds to the excitement. What's your Christmas Eve timeline like?
Ours is much more structured. We spend it at my parents' house, and it's a bit like Silent Night. We have a light meal around 6:30, usually fish, so we don't ruin our appetites for the next day.
Good thinking.
Then we read some holiday stories aloud, and then we go to a late-night church service. No gifts are open until morning. It builds this deep sense of anticipation.
That sounds really peaceful.
One year, a huge blizzard started right as we were leaving the church around 1 a.m., walking home through the deep, quiet snow. It was magical. The whole world was silent.
Wow, what a memory. That sounds like a scene from a movie. Speaking of movies, do you have a specific one you have to watch every year?
We don't, actually, but it sounds like you do.
Oh, we do. It's non-negotiable. We watch It's a Wonderful Life.
The ultimate classic.
I know it's predictable, but watching George Bailey realize how much he matters, it just sets the perfect, grateful tone for Christmas morning. It reminds you what's important before all the presents.
That makes perfect sense. The structure and tradition are what ground the holiday, I think. But let's move to food. What are the traditional Christmas Eve dishes for you?
For us, Christmas Eve is more about the specialty treats than a big meal. My favorite thing to make is a huge batch of spiced shortbread cookies.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I start baking them on the morning of the 24th, and the kitchen smells incredible all day. Butter, vanilla, nutmeg. It's better than any candle.
The smell of baking is almost as good as eating it, isn't it? That sense of anticipation.
It is. The preparation is the best part. You spend all this time making them look perfect, and the air is just thick with this warm, buttery aroma. It's torture not to eat one immediately.
So when do you finally get to eat them?
Well, we leave some out for Santa, of course, but as soon as we get back from the small gift exchange around midnight, we start grazing. I joke that I eat about 5,000 calories just from testing the baked goods on Christmas Eve.
That midnight grazing sounds like the perfect reward.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite lighter snack for Christmas Eve?
Not really. The cookies are the main event. What about you?
We always make a cranberry and pistachio cheese ball. It's savory, crunchy, and a little sweet. It feels festive, but it's light enough that you're still hungry the next day.
That's a great idea. Okay, let's talk about that feeling of anticipation, especially from childhood. Trying to wait for Christmas morning was the hardest thing ever, Ray.
The absolute hardest.
What's your most vivid memory of trying and failing to wait patiently?
Oh, the classic story of trying to stay awake. I think I was 7 or 8,
Mm.
and I was convinced I could either hear Santa on the roof or, more realistically, catch my parents wrapping the last few presents.
The secret mission.
Exactly. I was under my covers with a flashlight, checking the clock every 5 minutes. The lights from the neighborhood decorations were making these weird shadows on my ceiling.
Oh, that's such a great detail. So what were you listening for? Sleigh bells? Or the sound of wrapping paper?
I was listening for the creak of the floorboards in the hallway,
Ah, yes.
and maybe the sound of tape being pulled. I just imagined them moving these huge, mysterious boxes around. I was so determined, but of course, I passed out around 11:30 and woke up feeling like I'd missed everything.
I think we've all been there. I have so many questions. Did you have a plan if you did hear them? Were you going to jump out and confront them?
My plan was probably not very solid. I think I was just going to sit up and pretend I needed to go to the bathroom.
Hmm.
What about you? Did you have a more strategic approach?
Oh, my plan was exactly the same. The I'm just going to the bathroom excuse. Did your parents ever say they knew you were trying to stay up?
They never mentioned it, which probably means my covert operation wasn't as covert as I thought.
Right. I remember my flashlight battery died one year and I found it dead under my pillow in the morning. I'm sure that was all the confirmation they needed.
The dead flashlight, a symbol of defeat. You know, it's funny how that anticipation changes. As a kid, it was all about the presents.
Totally.
Now, as an adult, it's about seeing other people's faces when they open a gift,
Hmm.
or the satisfaction of cooking a great meal. It's a much warmer, less frantic kind of excitement.
That's a lovely way to put it. It really shifts from receiving to giving. So let's jump into Christmas Day itself. First up, opening presents.
Good.
What's the dynamic like in your house? Is it total chaos or very structured?
Used to be chaos, a real storm of wrapping paper and yelling. But now that we're mostly adults, it's much more structured.
Okay, how so?
We take turns. One person gives a gift to everyone, and we all watch them open it and say thank you before moving on. The whole thing can take like 2 or 3 hours.
I think I prefer that. It forces you to actually appreciate the gift and the thought behind it.
Exactly. What about at your place?
We have a hybrid system. The kids get their Santa presents first thing in the morning, and that is pure chaos. But then, after breakfast and coffee, we switch to the slow, structured turn-taking for the family gifts.
That sounds like the best of both worlds.
It is, and it's so true how your wish list changes as an adult. Now, a really great pair of slippers is way more exciting than any toy.
Isn't it, though? Practical gifts become the best gifts. So speaking of gifts, tell me about the funniest or most unexpected one you've ever received.
Oh, this is a classic family story. The most random gift I ever got was a dozen cans of Spam.
Spam. The canned meat.
The actual gelatinous preserved meat product, yes.
Okay, I need the context for this. There has to be a story.
There is. My cousin was in this long-running bet with his wife to see who could give the most ridiculous, impractical gift. That year, I got the Spam.
That is amazing. What was your reaction when you opened it?
I just burst out laughing so hard. I was crying. It was so heavy. And then I saw what it was. I was just in disbelief. I held up a can and was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Build a pork tower.
A Spam tower. Did you ever read it?
We took lots of photos of the tower, and then it was gratefully donated to a food bank. But it was a brilliant gift because the humor was the whole point.
It definitely was. Okay, from gifts to the main event,
Yeah.
the big Christmas meal, what are the key elements on your table?
It is the absolute centerpiece of the day. We have a huge roast turkey, very traditional, and then tons of elaborate sides like chestnut stuffing and Brussels sprouts with bacon, and a cranberry sauce that my mom takes 2 days to make.
Wow. What time do you usually eat?
We sit down around 4 p.m. It's late enough that you're really hungry, but early enough that you have time for the inevitable food coma afterward.
The food coma is real. Describe the environment for me. Is it formal? Casual?
It's formal in a cozy way. We use the good china and the silver cutlery that only comes out once a year. The table is extended so we can fit about 15 people, so everyone is kind of pleasantly squished together.
I love that. Who does all the cooking?
It's a team effort between my mom and my aunt. They run the kitchen like a military operation. It's serious business, but joyful.
I can picture it. So let's focus on the turkey. What does it smell like when it finally comes out of the oven?
Oh, it's the ultimate Christmas smell. It's intensely savory and a little smoky with this rich layer of herbs, mostly rosemary and thyme. The skin is golden brown and crispy, and the meat is so tender. It's the taste of tradition.
That sounds absolutely perfect. Now, the big debate, savory or sweet? Do you prefer the main course, like the turkey and stuffing, or are you all about the desserts that follow, and why?
That is such a tough question, but I have to go with savory. Yeah, because those savory dishes are what make it feel like Christmas. I can have great cake any time of year, but that specific combination of homemade stuffing and gravy, that only happens once or twice. That's the real feast for me. What about you?
I am 100% on the savory team with you. I am a stuffing enthusiast for the exact same reasons. It is the taste of Christmas.
It is. So after that glorious meal comes the crash. What happens next in your family? Naps,
Word.
board games.
What's the post-meal tradition?
We have two. The first is the mandatory couch nap. At least half the adults will just pass out on any available soft surface for an hour.
A very important tradition.
It is. The other one is playing Monopoly.
Oh, no. Not Monopoly. That game is famous for starting arguments.
You nailed it. It always starts friendly. But within an hour, someone lands on a property with hotels, someone accuses someone else of stealing from the bank, and it ends with the board getting flipped.
Every time.
Every single year. We know it's going to happen. But it's part of the fun now. It's how we burn off all that competitive energy. What's your contrasting tradition? Something more peaceful.
We aim for very low stakes activities.
Mm.
We usually just have quiet conversation, listen to carols, and maybe play a simple card game like Go Fish.
See, that sounds much more serene.
And then we start making the long phone calls to relatives who we couldn't see. It's a very calm way to wind down the day. We prefer leftovers to board game warfare.
That's probably a healthier choice. So let's talk about that connection with people who aren't there.
Right.
What are your thoughts on sending Christmas cards? Do you still do the physical ones?
That's a great question.
I love getting them, but I have to admit, sending them has become a struggle. It takes so much time to write personal messages and address all the envelopes.
It's a huge time commitment.
So I've switched to a hybrid approach. I send nice digital messages to most people, but I still send handwritten cards to my elderly relatives and a few close friends. It feels more meaningful for them.
I completely understand that. I still try to send about 30 physical cards a year, just because I love the ritual of it.
Yeah.
And last year, I got a card from a university friend I hadn't heard from in 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And she wrote a whole paragraph catching me up on her life. It was such a wonderful surprise. It made me feel like all the effort of sending my own cards was worth it.
That's a beautiful story. It's true. A personal handwritten note feels like a real gift these days. I keep all the special ones in a box.
Me too.
Yeah.
So to wrap up our main discussion, what's the single most important element of the holiday for you? Is it the family, the food, the reflection, or just the time off?
That's a great final question. I mean, I love the food and the chaos, but the most important thing for me is the protected time it gives you with loved ones.
The enforced break.
Exactly. The whole world seems to pause, and you get this moment to just recharge and connect with the people right in front of you without all the usual distractions. That quiet connection is the real gift of the season for me.
I couldn't agree more. That time to just be present is invaluable.
It really is.
Before we finish up, I just have a quick tip based on our conversation.
Okay, let's hear it.
When you're describing the holiday, try to use those really specific, festive adjectives. So instead of just, I feel happy, you could say, I feel so jolly, or talk about a cozy atmosphere. It makes your English sound so much richer.
That's a fantastic tip. And I have a quick cultural note to add to that. When you're talking about the day after Christmas, remember the term Boxing Day?
Right, December 26th.
Yeah, it's a holiday in many countries. It used to be about giving gifts to service workers, but now it's mostly about big sales, watching sports, and, most importantly, eating all the leftovers from Christmas dinner.
The official day of leftovers. A very important day.
A very important day. Well, this has been such a wonderful and festive conversation. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about Christmas celebrations.
It's been a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, we really want to hear from you. Please leave a comment and tell us about your own traditions. What's the one movie you have to watch? Or what's the most delicious dish your family makes? We love reading your comments.
We really do. And just remember, the key to improving your English is consistency. Try to practice a little every day, even if it's just describing the atmosphere of your own holiday traditions to yourself.
That's right. Practice is everything. We will be back very soon with more episodes to help you build your confidence.
Can't wait.
And before you go, don't forget to like this episode if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and please share it with anyone who might find this practice useful.
A final warm goodbye to everyone listening. Keep practicing and have a wonderful day.
And a final goodbye to you too. It was a delight chatting. We'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.